Some people just have to lower their expectation level. I know he wants to get to the Olympia, but then what happens?
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel. So let's start this video with Sergio Oliva Jr., who just made his comeback this past weekend after almost 2 years. And I'm gonna say he surely won't like the assessment from Sean Ray, who watched him compete at FIBA Germany. Now we know Sean Ray has no filters. He has always been very brutal. And again he was here one more time with his feedback for Sergio, advising him to go for the Masters Olympia this year. So Sergio is gonna be turning 41 in just a few months, and that makes him eligible to compete in the Masters Olympia this year.
Age 40-ish?
Yeah.
Where he may
40 or 41 this year.
he may want to consider trying to look for the Masters, because the Open Olympia is way too elusive. I think it's just beyond his pay grade right now. So he's going to have to get a show that's more strategic. Romania, maybe Italy,
right.
Go somewhere, because the big shows, he's just not going to be able to cut it.
And I think all of you guys will agree with me that the age factor for Sergio, that will become one of the biggest drawbacks in the next couple of years if he chooses to continue to compete. Now Sergio surely won't be happy with this opinion of Sean, as later on in that same video, he went on to say that some of these shows, they are just too big for Sergio. And as much as people dislike Sean for his opinion and him speaking without any filters, I'm gonna agree with him. He isn't wrong here.
Some people just have to lower their expectation level. I know he wants to get to the Olympia, but then what happens? Competing, or are you just a part of the show? He's going to have a hard time finding the right show, but there's shows out there that he can win. We have so many contests.
Sergio is kind of at a point in his career where he should just stop saying that he wants to win a show against some big competition. Well, guess what? He just went up against Andrew Jack and Sazan Hirati here in FIBO, and it wasn't even close between him and the other top two guys. In fact, many people out there, they believe Justin, that young guy from Germany, he should have beaten Sergio to get that third place. Now there can be a place for Sergio at this year's Miss Olympia. If he gets off his high horse and stop thinking about doing a show where we're gonna have some top Olympians in that show, he can earn his Olympia spot, and he's gonna get that chance to stand with the best of the best in the world at the Olympia anyway in October. But that being said, what do you guys think about Sean's suggestion to Sergio to focus on doing the Masters Olympia? Next up, we have an update from Behrooz, and I have got to say, if the man looks like that with almost 10 weeks to go, you can imagine how it's gonna look like on the stage at this upcoming Dubai Pro. Definitely one of the most consistent guys in the men's open bodybuilding right now when it comes to showing up 100% ready and absolutely ripped to the bone on the stage. So Behrooz is the defending Dubai Pro champion and also Italy Pro champion, and he has already announced that Dubai Pro is gonna be his first show of the year. But if we look at the schedule, Spain Pro, which he also did last year, he also has no issue acquiring the visa. That is scheduled just 1 week before Dubai Pro. So Behrooz might enter that show as well. So Behrooz is that type of physique who we have seen is always ready at 4 weeks out of any show that he has done. And Behrooz did not compete in any of the post-Olympia shows. So he's also gonna be very fresh for this upcoming season. And considering that he had a good off-season, it is logical to think that he's gonna be a few pounds heavier at Dubai Pro this year compared to last year. But even if he's at that same body weight, he's gonna be more dense and he's gonna have more muscle maturity. And the man is just way too complete for some of these shows. He gets hard as nails, super peeled, and his flow is also amazing. Now Behrooz doesn't get enough credit on his overall shape and his aesthetics, because this guy has one of the smallest waistlines in the men's open bodybuilding right now. Now we have multiple other names who are willing to compete at this year's Dubai Pro because of that immense prize money. But they also have to bring something totally extraordinary to beat this man, to beat a guy like Behrooz. Guys, we have a limited time offer. If you buy any flavor of Bloodshot, you are gonna get a free Dying Breed t-shirt. The discount code is on the screen right now, and use the code FAZI10 to get 10% extra discount. Next up, we have an update from Charles Griffin. So it has been 2 years since this guy tore his pec, trying to press 170 pounds on the incline bench press. So does he regret attempting that lift? Well, we have to keep in mind, injuries do occur in every sport out there. But this one took a long time to fully heal and to fully recover from. Now I posted this update, and this one is from today. And finally, after 2 years, he's at a point where his chest is looking even on both sides. Now with that said, you should all expect Charles Griffin, a former 3 times Olympian, to hit the stage sometime later this year. Now he became such a complete bodybuilder, head to toe, especially back in 2022, when he started implementing those vacuum in those mandatories. One of the only few guys out there whose front double and front lat spread improved dramatically by making those changes. And his Olympia 2022 physique, that was probably one of his all-time best of his entire career. Another thing that makes Charles Griffin so damn dangerous is the kind of grindy condition that he's always able to get into. He probably has one of the best rear lat spread in the men's open right now. He has those superb quads, amazing arms, and if he can make his chest pop again, like it did back in 2022, he's gonna be more competitive this year. So earlier this year, Charles kind of hinted that he's gonna retire after competing at the Olympia this year, and that is gonna be his 4th Olympia appearance. Now some of those shows later in the season, they are gonna be really interesting, with guys like Charles Griffin stepping in. I have got to say, if Blessing Avudibu is really smart, with his strategy, he would be doing China Pro and earn a very easy Olympia qualification for this year. Just because China Pro, that is on the same weekend as Dubai Pro. So all the big names, they are gonna be competing in Dubai. And as good as Blessing is looking right now, it's highly doubtful that Blessing is gonna finish in the top 3 at this year's Dubai Pro, considering the depth of the lineup at that show. He already said that he's gonna be competing in June, and China Pro makes perfect sense. He can bag another pro win, get his Olympia qualification, and dive right back into another off-season. Now this recent physique update posted by Blessing, if he can keep that kind of volume on his quads while slowly chipping away little by little and getting ripped, that's like the perfect case scenario for him, because he has one of the craziest round muscle bellies in the upper half. He claims to be 280 pounds in this update, while at the same time having a waistline of just 28 inches. Now I am not really sure about that, his waist being 28, but Blessing does have a crazy midsection. The upper body was just never a problem for him, even back in 2022 when he was winning those shows. So some big size gains are expected from Blessing as he's making his comeback after a break of almost 2 years. So Italy Pro back in 2023, that was the last show that Blessing did against guys like Regan Grimes and Nathan D'Asha, and that just wasn't a showing that Blessing would be very fond of. Next up, we have a 4 weeks out physique update from Michael Krizo, and finally we got a glimpse of how his back is looking right now during this prep for this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro. And I must say, in terms of the detail, Krizo is right up there with the top guys. But his problem, that has never been the lack of detail. We all know it's the lack of width, especially in those back shots, and both of them. Now in terms of the condition, this will most likely be Krizo's all-time best, and he can really take on those guys on the basis of his tremendous detail and also his freak factor and his enormous size. Now Krizo rated this Pittsburgh Pro lineup even better than the Arnold 225 lineup, and this is the comeback show for Michael Krizo after that shoulder injury. But he was too humble, predicting where he might land.
By som mohol skončiť. Uvidíme, ako sa podarí záver.
Now we know, and I think we can agree, that Krizo at his very best, he can very well be in the top 4. But this is just gonna be the start of the season for Michael Krizo. He might do the Emperor Classic Spain and some other shows to earn his Olympia spot. And as a fan of Krizo, I really hope him and his new coach, George Farah, they absolutely nail this look. So he's a former top 7 Olympian from back in 2023. He brings a lot of freak factor and also a lot of wow factor to the stage. And people love to see the freaks in the men's open class. Now if we are being very realistic, then the matchup that we should be looking forward to at this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro, that is Krizo versus Good Vito versus William Bonac for that 4th spot, because Derek, Nick and Martin, they're gonna be our top 3. So what did you guys think based on the performance from Good Vito at this past Arnold Brazil? Can Krizo take on him and beat him at this upcoming show? So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.